Hello Glamours and welcome back to my channel, and if you are new to my channel, thank you so much for stopping by. Now don't forget to click on the subscribe button and the notification bell for more upcoming DIY future videos. For this DIY, I'll be making two lamps with interesting shapes using inexpensive materials. If you would like to find out what I created, just continue watching. For the first lamp, I'll start off by using strong foam board. Next, I'll be taking my measurements and I'll be cutting two of the same size. I'll have a complete list of all items used in the description bar below. And don't forget to follow me on my social media platforms. Next, I'll be drawing two lines corner to corner. Now that I have my X, I'll be locating the center and I'll be drawing a square 1.5 inch wide. Once I was done with both, I'll be covering them with gold mirror reflection paper. Next, I'll be cutting out the center on both. Still see the lines underneath the paper, so I'll use my ruler and box cutter to cut over the lines and then I'll take it apart. Once I cleaned it up and took it apart, I'll be using only three. Remainder of this DIY, I'll be using my strongest glue sticks. Next, I'll start gluing all three pieces together. I will only be applying the glue on the edges and then I'll hold them together, slightly open until the glue is dry. To support each one better, I'll be using craft sticks and cut them into 2 inches and then I'll be gluing them inside. And this will be for a better hold. Once I was done, I'll be gluing both pieces together. Next, I'll be covering up all the edges with self-adhesive diamond wrap. Next, I took one metallic bowl that comes in a 4-pack and I spray painted metallic gold. And I also added diamond wrap around the edges. Next, I'll be gluing both pieces together. Next, I'll be using these acrylic mirror cutouts that I also used in my last DIY video, and I'll be cutting off the tips. I glue one in the center on the top and bottom on each side, and I also added some diamond wrap just to cover up the parts where I cut. And for the second lamp, I'll be starting off with two metallic ice buckets. I'll be using my soldering iron to remove the handles on both. Next, I'll add hot glue around the edges and I'll glue both buckets together. For a better hold, I added hot glue on the outer edges. I'll be using silver self-adhesive diamond wrap and I'll be cutting them into short single strips and I'll be applying them and cutting them as I go and I'll be placing them in a staggered format right underneath the diamond print. I'll be repeating the same steps on the bottom side. I also added diamond wrap to cover the center. I also used self-adhesive gemstones and I applied them where all the diamond prints are and I also applied them to every other strip. I used this 6-inch metallic bowl as my base and I'll be gluing both pieces together. You can't see it here, but I also added self-adhesive diamond wrap on the edges of the base. On top, I glued on this metallic spray can cap and I'll be using this to hold my lampshade. I'll be making two lampshades and I'll start off by using 12-inch embroidery hoops. I'll be taking them apart and only using the inner ones. Next, I'll be using a 5-inch round styrofoam and I'll start by placing it in the center. Next, I took a large skewer and I already spray painted it in gold and I'll be cutting 4 into 4 inches and I'll be using dog nail trimmers for even cuts. Next, I'll take all 4 and I'll start pushing them inside the styrofoam and I'll place them in a vertical horizontal position and then I'll glue them in place. Next, I took already cut postal board and I cut it in half, and then I'll tape the ends together by using clear tape. I didn't want my base flush to the surface, so I'll be using masking tape to elevate the base. Next, I'll take the postal board and I'll wrap it around the embroidery hoop, and then I'll cut off what I don't need and I'll tape it in place. Once I was done, I'll start gluing both pieces together. I'll be using gold diamond wrap and I won't cut the width of it, and I'll start wrapping it on the bottom of the lampshade, and then I'll cut it and glue it in place. Next, I took a 3-inch wide postal board strip and I covered the gold mirror reflection paper, and I'll be gluing it on the top part of the lampshade. For the gold lamp, I also use a metallic gold cap and I also glue the styrofoam on top. And for lighting, I'll be using two LED remote touch lights. And here are the finished looks. I am really in love with both of these lamps, especially the interesting shapes. The right placement in your home and the lighting, the shimmering will speak for itself. These lamps could be placed together or in separate rooms in your home. Let's not forget the beautiful shimmering and lighting that will bring into that special room in your home. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed these two DIYs as much as I enjoyed creating them. Now don't forget, I post new DIY videos every week. Like and share with family and friends, and subscribe if you haven't. Comment if you wish. Turn on your notification bells for more upcoming future videos. I'll see you on my next DIY upload.